Alright, this video is going to be how to get ready for this bull run and how to execute it properly. Alright, so how do people make money in these market cycles? Why do people invest in crypto? All these different questions. Where to invest, when to get out, why do things go up? There's all reasoning behind it. And the wealthy stay rich and get richer and richer off of knowing how to invest their money because they already have tons and tons of money. All right, all they need is 1, 2, 3 X's on their millions of dollars every couple years, and they keep gaining and accumulating more and more wealth. While the regular folks, they don't know what they're doing. I know people that make tons of money right now, but they don't even know where to put it. They just spend it. All right. The average person is not looking at these kind of things. All right. And I'm just going to show you an example of what market cycles look like. And once you are able to see the bigger picture, you're able to break things down. So let's just go look at this market cycle right here. If I put it on the weekly, we'll probably look a lot better. All right, let's bring it over here. So right here I have the Wall Street cheat sheet, psychology of a market cycle. It basically shows how these market cycles work. Now, with looking at this, let's try to map this out. So I have it on the weekly time frame right now. Each candle represents one entire week. And let's look at this. Let's look at this market cycle. So we're going to start over here with this peak. Okay? And then this isn't I'm not relating it to this yet. All right? And then we had this peak, all-time high, came all the way down here. All right? And this is where we're going to be starting. So this is the disbelief. So we're starting to rally up right here, and we fell down. All right. Then we came up over here, had some hope, a recovery is possible, then kind of fell down, chopped it around over here, and just you can see that it went on for a little bit, the hope, right? So we coming up in here, and then that Bitcoin halving came. Started coming up, rally, that's optimism, the rally is real. Really start picking up here. Belief, time to get fully invested. People are all jumping into this cycle now. All retail's putting their money in. This is where a lot of you bought at the top of the cycles, right? Thrill, euphoria. Then we come down. Either here or here, you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Complacency. We just need some time to cool off. People think we're going to go up forever, but this was the time to sell. And then anxiety, why am I getting blah, blah, blah. The dip is taking longer than expected. Denial, they still are holding it through all of this. Then we got huge drop, panic, capitulation, drops, anger, and then the market cycle, kind of starts again. This is like mid-bear market though. But you can see like all of these emotions really do come into play with what's going on here. And it looks pretty similar, that run up right there, then that kind of fall down. So I bring it over here to the most recent one. And you could count Corona as that disbelief, like that, when we just drop off right here, disbelief. Then we go through hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. This cycle is a little bit different because we had a pause mid-cycle and then continued up. But bring this over here, this whole entire downfall is pretty much the same. We got that bounce, either here or here, complacency, then we really just started dropping, anxiety, denial, panic, anger, then we came up all the way over here. Who knows, we might get a little bit of a drop later this year, and that'll be disbelief. But the point is, these market cycles happen over and over again. Now I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. and then we're going to look at these market cycles happen time and time again, represented after the halving. All right, market cycle right here. Even put it a little bit before there. Look at this again. And look at the price on the right side. $611 to $17,000. We got $5,700 to $69,000. Right? These market cycles repeat over and over and over and over again. You can see it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and this is just the crypto market. The crypto market has only been here, Bitcoin's only been here since 2009, 2010, right? So this is happening over and over and over again. So that's where this comes into play. Timing, all right? Timing, where you place your buys, where you sell. And that's what this channel, this Telegram, my mentoring is all about, all right? So timing is the most crucial thing. And most people don't time it right because they're not looking when everything's down like I am, like we are, all right? So timing to get that huge rally to, where the halving is, to get that 9,000%. Where the halving is to get that 6,000%. Again and again and again. All right. It's the most crucial part. And it doesn't just go for Bitcoin, it goes for altcoins. And you need to know the relations between Bitcoin, altcoins, Ethereum, etc. to be able to time properly. I mean, how did I figure out where to start buying Bitcoin? Well, I looked at the last cycle, all right? And, maybe this is just a coincidence, but I don't know if that coincidences really line up this perfectly. So top to bottom of the 2017 to 2018, right? This bear market cycle, 364 days. Now, when we topped over here in 2021, when I started selling, I said I'm not touching crypto for a year. From top to bottom, 364 days, 364 days. Started to buy Bitcoin down here. All right, timing is everything in these markets, and somehow they always line up. And what we have to thank for that is these halvings, the election years, happen every 4 years. You can see every 4 years, get an explosion, get an explosion, get an explosion. Every single time, all right? So when is that next halving? When is the timing for us to buy? That is what everyone wants to know. They don't really care about the details. So it just so happens that this next halving is 300 days away. And if we look back from time and time again, you can see what happens after these halvings, all right? Supply shock, elections, and we have a lot of stuff just coming into play for this next halving, all right? We got ETFs coming into play. People like BlackRock, they're applying for their ETFs, the approval dates a little bit before this halving. Then elections a little bit after this halving. When prime time to buy is before, right? Prime time to buy before things take off is before the halving. And we look at last cycle, if you didn't time the bottom, right? If you didn't time this bottom, what happened? Well, after this run up mid-year, we had a little bit of a drawdown going into the rest of the year before things started rallying up. Now, this was Corona, so this doesn't really count. This was just a deviation, but we had this big run up in the beginning of the year. People got sucked in, then it dumped in the fall, later summer in the fall. All right, now we got the same thing happening again. All right, let's go to January 2023. What happened? We rallied. Let me put this where June was. Actually, let me move this to January 2019. So this was that rally into, actually went into July. And what are we seeing right now? Seeing a little bit of that rally extend. I mean, 32,000 probably in play for us soon. We have a ETF approval that will be decided in August. I think we run up into there. And if that gets denied, then we'll have another one of these little drawdowns. Kind of lines up perfectly with what happened over here in the 2019 cycle. So there was that run up in the middle of the year, and then this drawdown was when you wanted to accumulate before the new year started and we started taking off. If Corona didn't happen right here, we would have kept going. And then look what followed anyways after that Corona crash. Kept running up to new all-time highs. And this was at, if we go all the way down here, that was $3,800, went to $69,000. Now, what do you think is going to happen over here? If I'm looking back over here, and over here, and over here, and I'm seeing the same thing play out almost every time, you're going to keep following that same pattern, right? Until it doesn't work anymore. And everything is lining up for this to work again. These spot ETFs are just the timing that is coming into play for BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world. All right. Even if ARK doesn't get approved for their ETF in August, I have a feeling could possibly get the ETF approved before the halving. I think it might get approved. Even if it doesn't, it'll be coming soon. And this next cycle is just setting up perfectly. Just like the last one, that run up, that fall down, that run up before the year of the halving, taper it off in the end of the year, And this is where we want to buy. This whole area is where we want to buy our altcoins. Like I've been talking about altcoins in the later part of the year. Even though Bitcoin's up right now, Bitcoin's not going to be where we make our gains. Because Bitcoin's market cap, $600 billion. You know how hard it is to move $600 billion? Bitcoin moved a lot back in, the early days because the market cap was much smaller. That's why you saw an increase from $500 to $20,000, which was 3,400% gain right there versus, if we come over here, we got a 7x. If we go to the bottom of Corona, okay, we got a 12x. But over time, the diminishing gains are happening on Bitcoin. So to get ready for this bull market and you want to make the most money possible, Q3, Q4, Ethereum should be your main holding in my opinion because the market cap's smaller and it will be able to do more returns on your money. So I'm not saying don't buy Bitcoin, or I'm not saying Bitcoin's not going to do well. I'm just saying Ethereum is going to be the top coin to have your money in for, I guess, a more stable asset versus all these altcoins. And then this will also give you a better return than Bitcoin, and then you'll have your money spread out across large caps, mid caps, small caps, etc. to make the most return on your money, altcoin wise. All right. So getting back over here, after timing, which Q3, Q4 will be the time to buy these altcoins heavy. Even right now, you can start even right now, in my opinion. These coins are at their November lows, a lot of them. These altcoins. So I think you can start buying now, but Q3, Q4, I keep saying it, but that will be the time to scoop up your altcoins before we have another rally like this. And when Bitcoin, a huge asset that's moving, hundreds of billions of dollars. Whenever it's moving, other money's going to come into the market. That money's going to rotate in the altcoins. That's why altcoins do way more percentage than Bitcoin. So if you didn't know anything about crypto, you don't know what to buy, well, Ethereum, I would do that as half your portfolio. And then I would look to some large caps, some mid caps, good projects, and then a few small caps, all right, to get more return on your money. So Q3, Q4 is the time to invest this year, 2023, all right? Now, how to find the right coins, because finding the right coins is super important. Now, if I go to, say, I'll pull up the Litecoin chart. Let's look at Litecoin. So Litecoin back in 2018, 2017, it ran up all the way to $378, and it came all the way down here, chopped around, and then the next cycle from, let me put on the weekly, see it a little bit better. Start from the bottom over here, where we had closures after that Corona crash. It did a 10x. It did well. All right, 10x in your money is great. And over here, when it first came out, we did a 12x. So it didn't even barely break its all-time high. So if you would have stuck all your money in this, thinking that, oh, it's an altcoin, it's gonna break the new all-time highs, it didn't even break to new all-time highs. Look at this. Came up here, fell all the way down this way. People are talking about $1,000 Litecoin, $2,000 Litecoin. I know this guy that had so much Litecoin, and he was telling me, oh, it's going here, it's going up, it's going up. Came up to here, all right? He held it through this, all of this, just for it to come back right here. He didn't even make more money. So picking the right coins is crucial because, I don't know about you, but on an altcoin, 10x is okay, all right? 10x is okay. I'm trying to do 20, 30 plus on my money, but that's why we diversify. I'll still take a 10x any day, but I want to make as much money as possible. So a lot of the old coins, they're not gonna make as much money. First of all, because there's so much money in the market cap. All right, let's look at Litecoin, $6 billion. Okay, why does Ethereum have $220 billion, but it's gonna go do new all-time highs? Well, Ethereum's used way more than Litecoin. All right, use case is important. The use case needs to be there. That's one of the things. Now, next, the marketing behind the coins is crucial. The marketing behind the coins is crucial. How does a coin pump up if no one's showing what it does? Or it could be the greatest coin in the world, but if no one knows about it, it doesn't matter. No one's going to buy it. You want buyers to see it everywhere. You want it to have hype. Why did Doge pump up thousands and thousands of percent back in last cycle? Well, it had a ton of marketing. It had the, richest guy in the world at the time, one of the richest guys in the world at the time, posting about it on his Twitter, pumping the coin up. That's why it did so great. Why did Sol do so great? Had a bunch of marketing from FTX that collapsed, but had a bunch of great marketing behind it. Still a solid project, but the marketing behind it is what made it do so well. Let's find some more coins that had good marketing. Trying to think of specifics. EOS, let's look at EOS. I think this is another Litecoin in my opinion. Old coin. Did great in 2017. Went to $22. Everyone thought, even me back then, even when I was naive and didn't know any better, I was like, oh, it went to $22, $23 here. It's going to have to go to there and above. No, it doesn't. It It doesn't have to do anything. All right. It did a 44x. Next cycle from the bottom, it did a 7x. It did worse than Bitcoin. That's terrible. You don't want to buy coins like this. All right. Stay away from coins like that. You want the new shiny coins. And I'm not going to give one of them away. I almost just said it. But that's from my mentoring group. Can't give that out. Yeah. So when you're looking at a coin, just because it goes, all right, LRC is another great example. Just because it did an all-time high before doesn't mean it has to break it. Now LRC got this charted out already. Look at it. Bounced off support. If you wanted to buy some, well, there's support right there. But why did it go to $4? Okay, it went to $2.48 here. I bought this coin when it was nothing. Bought it down here in 2020. Right? Bought some down here. And then, remember December 2020, I bought some. November, December. Also bought some right here. Went on to do little 23x. Now, is this coin going to break new all-time highs again? I don't know. I don't personally think so, because I remember why this ran up right here. This was during peak all-time highs for Bitcoin, 2021 alt season as well, and that November Ethereum was making new all-time highs. In the midst of all that, it came up and it got some GameStop news, which pumped it like crazy. News will just pump stuff like crazy in a bull market. When things are pumping already, it just gives people, something, a reason for people to buy. We go up 800% like that. All right. So marketing. Why did this pump like crazy right here? Because of GameStop news. Again, had eyes on it. That's why it pumped. So when it comes to buying these coins, finding the right coins, don't buy the old crap coins that, they don't even do much anymore. A lot of them don't even make it to the next cycle. All right, I showed Litecoin. Litecoin has a catalyst coming up for its Litecoin halving in August. That could cause it to pump. But I'm saying holding it into a bull market, don't hold it. It's a piece of trash. Don't hold that. EOS, don't hold that crap. Didn't break its all-time highs last time. No one's buying EOS. You want to find the shiny new coins and the ones with marketing. Litecoins ran out of steam. All right. EOS ran out of steam. I'm not saying they're not going to do well. A 10x, a 7x is great, like they did. But you want the coins that are new, that have good marketing. All right. I want to say one of them so bad, but I can't. So, Rose, this is one of the ones that I want y'all to buy. I've talked about it. I have some myself, and we'll look at this. This is a prime example of a great coin to buy. So, market cap wise, let's pull up Rose. And this is just one example of a coin that, I've done research on and I believe will do great. So market cap right now, it's around 267 million. So it's not huge at all. Because if we go to these top coins, got 9 billion for Cardano, almost 9 billion for Doge, Sol 7 billion. So this is only a $250 million coin. What else? What else behind it? It has great VC backers behind it. A bunch of big money is coming into it. It's another reason why I like Rose. So it has big people backing it. And then, like I've said before, if you're new and you're not in my Telegram chat, well, Rose has a lot of traction on Twitter because of a bunch of Twitter accounts posting about it, etc. And this is where the marketing comes into play. When big Twitter accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers are posting about it, even in a bear market, they're going to be scooping it up, and then once it comes time for bull, they're going to be posting about it. Buy Rose, great project. It's going to do this, it's going to do that, right? And it's cheap right now. It's super cheap. So they're scooping it up all in here right now, along with me. And whenever the bull market comes, they're going to be pumping it up. Whenever money's actually moving the markets, they're going to be saying buy it at 11 cents, going to $1, going to $5, etc. They'll be lying to you when they're selling their bags. If it goes to $1.50, $2, they'll be saying, oh, it's going to 3, it's going to 4. Right? There's very few real people, but the point is they're going to be telling other people to buy it. So let's scoop it at the lows down here and then ride it to the highs of $1. 20x your money, 21x your money, it goes to $1.50, 31x your money. Even if we just go to old all-time highs from here, 11x, put in $1,000, $11,000, put in 100K, 1.1 mil. All right. So this has a great team behind it. It's going to have great marketing. All right. It has to be a solid coin. It's pretty new. It came out 2020, but a lot of coins, like even ADA, talked about this before. ADA was very new in the last cycle, or in the previous cycle it had, right? Came out in 2017, ripped up here. Fairly new coin. Didn't perform as well as it did the next cycle because it was still new. Had lots of stuff coming to it. Big marketing on it. What did it do next cycle? 11,000, 110x. You kidding me? 100x your money? Right? Imagine putting in $1 million down here, or 100,000 down here. Right? This is what these altcoins can do. So, finding the right coins, I would say, buying at the lows or I guess that goes in with timing. Marketing, finding good projects. Right? Don't just think because a project went up to an all-time high before, it's destined to go up to a new all-time high. People are going to be looking for the new shiny projects. They don't care what happened last cycle, right? There will be some coins that performed last cycle that will again perform good this cycle. Don't get me wrong, you go to all-time highs, but Litecoin, for example, it didn't. LRC probably won't. EOS didn't. And that was just off my head. Like, I just know these coins by being in the market so long. And then patience. Patience is what all of you lack, what I've lacked before. And it took me a long time to get this down. So I don't expect any of you to get this down without experience, but that's why I'm here. So what I'm trying to say here is you have to be patient. And how can you be patient? You have to know these market cycles, right? You have to look at these charts to be able to know how to be patient. Because if you're just patient, you're just saying, oh, it's going to go up. It's going to go up. How long does your patience really last? This is a year right here, just to the bottom. Now we're over here, right? Without being able to look at these charts, your patience is pretty much, you don't know what you're doing. So, I mean, when you're buying at the lows, you got to be patient to these highs. You got to look at the previous market cycles and see how long they took, right? From this halving to the all-time high, it took 525 days. Now from this right here to all-time highs, look at that. 546 days, 50 days, close. Come over here. It's 400 days. So you can be patient when you know what's coming, right? And that's what I've been patient. That's why I've been patient personally, because I knew how long it took to the bottom here before it started accumulating. I didn't touch anything in here at all, right? Well, most of you I know were buying into this and then into this. and held all the way down here and then gave up. Now for the most recent cycle, yes, I know all of you. I know people personally that bought up into here and then, held all the way down here. Their altcoins are still down 90%. All right. And that takes a lot on you if you see your coins go down 90%, especially if you put in a significant amount. It's a lot. So just know that we're super close to this halving, all right? The time to buy is in here. And if you have the patience to buy into here and hold, if we look back what happened before, we can see how long it took to get to these highs every time, which will allow us to be patient. So be patient till Q3, Q4 to start buying these alts heavy. You can start buying now. It's all right. But be ready for this. Be ready for this new all-time high. I have no idea where it's going to go. If someone's telling you it's going to this guaranteed, don't listen to them. They're lying. Someone told you it's going down to this level or this level guaranteed, or this bull market's starting right now, they're lying. All right? Nothing's guaranteed. Now, there's instances where things were similar, like this. This whole rally down here, this right here, which was the same as this. But things can change. So if this doesn't start to happen like it did back here, the trickle down into the end of the year, the trickle down to the end of the year later on, then I'll have to adapt and then I'll have to change what I'm doing. All right? So everything is about patience in these markets. And if you have patience and invest at the right time, which you didn't have to go through all that, most likely, and you're going to be able to start buying in here now before this all-time high coming soon. And then no emotions, all right? I know a lot of you were shitting yourselves. I mean, you had every right to. If you bought up into here and then you held all the way down in here and you think it's just over, even when your alts barely come up again and then are back down still 90% from here, while Bitcoin's up here, you're confused. I get it. But I had over $1 million port, right? My portfolio, I'd wake up in the morning, I was down, 100,000 that day. I was up 200,000 that day. I'd go to the gym. I would put my phone down. I scroll on my Blockfolio and my accounts. Oh, up 20 grand. Oh, down 30 grand. Up 50K. All right. So after doing that for, that entire last cycle from here to here. Hold on. From here to here, I sold the top, sold the top. Just by a month or so off. But all through this was, how long was this? This was almost 2 years, right? 2 years of my life, my portfolio going from nothing to millions of dollars to losing 500K in a day here to losing almost $800,000 in the summer lows, then coming back up here to my port going to all-time highs again, then selling. All right? You know how non-emotional I had to become? I literally my emotions would change by the hour. Like I'd be up 100K one day and then I'd be down 100K on a small dip. Like, let's look at these like really close. How many dips I had to go through, everyone had to go through. Right? There's time periods where things are great and then you think you're losing your money. You don't know if it's going to keep going up, and then here and there. And that's why the charts are so important. Having someone to guide you that's been through it is so important, because you have to go through all these different, days. 6% up, 13% down, all right? Like all these different days. If you don't know what the bigger picture is looking like, if you don't know what's going to happen, or you can't see what's happened in the past, you have no idea what you're doing. And you'll get lost up in here. You'll sell too early. You'll buy too late. All of this, chop, chop, chop. All right. Made me not emotional at all when it comes to these markets. On the day that FTX was crashing, I pulled out my laptop, went into my living room, and I was just clicking buy, 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 over and over and over again. The year was up. Same from this cycle. I knew it was time. And yeah, I did get caught up a little bit into this year when things were pumping. All right. So I did have a mistake myself, even after all this experience, getting caught up in altcoins and stuff. But I learned from that again, just like I learned from all of this. You can't be emotional in these markets. But the key takeaway from this is Q3, Q4 altcoins, scoop them up, hold in the 2024, 2025. This is what I look for when it comes to these markets. Timing, finding the right coins, patience. You got to have no emotions. So I'll end it there. And yeah, I'll keep the vids coming.